I'm Sam Lawford with Pop Instincts, and welcome to another video. As you can see, I have a friend here. I promised you last week. This is Jason. And say hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Oh, there we go.
You know how to do it.
And he kind of got me into to eBay, and which turned into a Pop Instincts YouTube channel. And we talked about doing kind of a collaboration of sorts. So I thought we'd kind of talk shop today, talk about eBay, and you have your own eBay page, very successful eBay store.
Yeah.
And what got you into it?
Originally, I wanted to do a little something on the side. I've got 4 children. 2 of them is now in college. One of them, at the time I started, I had one going to college. So to help make a little extra money to help pay that tuition, and I really didn't want to have to go work another 4 or 5 hours a day every day somewhere to make that extra cash. So after doing some research, and I'd sold a few things in the past here and there, and I was like, I could get into this, do it in my spare time, do it late at night, don't do it if I don't feel like it, and still make some extra cash. So that's kind of how I got started.
And it served you well, and and if anybody's watching out there, we're not afraid of competition or anything, because so many people are doing this. But a lot of people would tell me, they say, oh, who's going to buy such and such? But it's all over the world.
It's all over the world, and people will buy just about anything if you price it right and give them what they want, get it to them as fast as you can get it to them, especially now that everybody's kind of stuck home or whatever. A lot of those type of things, I've seen upsells in games, board games, video games. Anything that you're going to be doing at home or even with the family type thing has really been a whole lot easier to sell than possibly in the past. So.
Yeah, and especially with coronavirus, for example, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's awful. In a way, it's kind of good for us, selling on eBay.
Definitely. I've seen, like I said, an upswing in certain areas. And, of course, I've also seen kind of a downswing in certain areas. Did a lot of clothing and stuff. So I could understand people possibly not wanting to buy a lot of clothing. But I do a lot of new stuff with tags, so that really hasn't hurt anything. Just maybe some of the vintage stuff, that they know that you probably went and picked up somewhere at a yard sale, a Goodwill, and then, possibly been laundered or not laundered before sent to them. So there could be, a small fear that there's something there. But
there is that. When you started doing this, you've been doing it, how long would you say now? Seriously?
Seriously, probably 1.5 to going on 2 years.
And what was something that was there something that shocked you? You were like, you're kidding. Somebody did want this? Not that it's anything bad, but you just didn't think.
I'll tell you, some of the funniest things that you sell is like, when you clean out your kitchen drawer, everybody's got that junk drawer. There's these auctions on there, and it's kind of got like a cult following called junk drawer auctions.
Really?
And I hadn't told you about this one yet, but I'll throw it up to you a little bit.
Okay.
So I'll theme it up a little bit. I'll make like an old man junk drawer auction, or a lady's junk drawer, or even a toy. And it's all that little oddball in stuff that you wouldn't want to take the time to sell one little piece at a time. I'm talking, like say, for example, on an old man auction, you could do, if you got a couple of pocket knives, a busted old Zippo, belt buckle, anything, some old pocket change, this, that, a ring, whatever you may have just laying around.
Keys, maybe?
Some keys. For whatever reason, old guys like keys.
Right.
Nail clippers, an old razor, the old metal type, shave razors or whatever, straight razors. You make you a little lot like that, throw that on there in an auction, have them pay the shipping. Usually I try to fit anything in a padded mailer, which costs like $8. Have them pay the $8, bid on it, and it's stuff that you would probably throw away. Yeah. And that's an easy 10, 20. I've had some of that stuff go pretty ridiculous before.
Really?
Yep.
And the way I look at it, if I found a $10 bill on the ground, I'd pick it up. So when somebody says, oh, I don't want to mess, it's $10, hey, it's $10.
Yep.
It adds up.
I put a couple of those on there on my site today, some jewelry ones. I picked up this whole tote, I don't know, it's probably a 12 by 8 tote. At a yard sale, somebody had full of all this costume jewelry. And it's completely full, and I paid like $10 for the whole tote. So I probably could bust it up in like pound lots of costume jewelry and probably make 20, 30 lots out of it. And if I make $10, $20 a piece on there, it'd be silly not to.
Right. And we're going to have links to both of our eBay stores in the description to the video. Let's real quick kind of talk about what some of the public might not know about with the post office. There's some things that people might not understand that we go through on eBay or the post office goes through.
Shipping is probably the really the only headache you have with eBay, other than a few wonderful customers you'll get once in a while. But that's typical. But shipping, I mean, making sure you're weighing your stuff, get you a reliable scale, depending on what you're mailing, knowing how you can mail stuff, what can go medium mail, first class, priority, or like I said, I use those padded mailers. They're flat rate, $8. Anything I can fit in that, I don't care if it's a pound or 10 pounds, it mails for $8. So I love those. I order them by the case full, and you can get those free.
Yeah.
And you can get all your priority mailboxes and stuff from the post office. Get on their website, USPS.com/shipping supplies, and you can just order whatever size boxes you want, DVD mailers, big boxes, little boxes. They got a bunch of different stuff, and it tells you what you can do with them. But those padded mailers are awesome. If you're selling jeans weigh a couple pounds, you're going to have to pay, depending on if it's going to California, you're going to have to pay like $15 to ship a pair of jeans to California versus $8. So it don't sound like a lot, but when you're selling a $30 pair of jeans, you'd rather make, instead of making $15, you'd rather make that extra $5-6.
Oh, definitely. And international shipping. This is something I discovered. We both use Instagram, which we'll have his link in there too. I think 60% of the people that use Instagram, I got this from a video, are from overseas, and you've shipped a lot of things internationally.
Yeah, now with eBay, I use a couple different platforms to sell on, Poshmark and Mercari as well. Main thing is eBay. The others are just I'll double list stuff on there just to give it an extra few views. But with eBay, you can sign up for their global shipping program, and anywhere that they ship, your stuff can ship. And basically, all you have to do is pay the shipping from your location to Engler, Kentucky. Well, since we live right here in the wonderful state of Kentucky, it doesn't cost us very much to ship to Engler, Kentucky. So
exactly.
It's an even bigger savings for us. And then what they do is, like, when they get a whole pallet or however much they have to have, that's going to a certain location where your item is going, whether it's Australia, China, Japan, Russia, wherever it's going, that it all goes together at one time so they can save in kind of like in a bulk rate. And you only pay whatever it is, whether it's first class or whatever, from here to Engler.
Right. And also, you might notice that when you get on eBay, weekends are big. That's when people get on there. You haven't done many auctions, right? You pretty much sell as is.
I sell straight out, other than, like I said, those junk drawer auctions. And another auction that if I get a hold of anything like coins, old coins and stuff, tend to do better on auction, seems like. So I'll do some of those. And the best day to have your auction end is on Sunday. If not Sunday, then try to have it end on a Saturday. So even if you can't set it up, whatever you're going to set it up as, a 3-day, 5-day, or 7. I like 5. 7's a little too long. I think people start to forget about getting back on there and checking it. 5, you're going to keep it busy. 3, you may lose a few people that didn't get a chance to see it. So I like the middle with 5. And it'll start from the time you start it. So if you're not going to be able to get it to end on, say you need to do one on a Wednesday, well, you can always put it on there and put it under as just a listing and then save it, and then as a draft, and then have it start and stop when you want to. So you don't have to make it go automatically as soon as you get it done either.
eBay's made it a lot easier. I used to deal with eBay. I used to be more of a buyer. When before there was even PayPal, I was doing money orders, and that's just ancient history now. But they really have made it easy. What kind of advice would you give somebody that's saying, "Well, I don't know if I could really do this"? I mean, it's really
as far as wanting to sell on there.
Yeah.
Anybody can sell on there. I mean, if you can work your smartphone. I mean, like, I hardly ever even get my computer out, other than I use it. It's easier to do the shipping and stuff with your laptop or whatever. But you can list if you got a halfway current phone. They take great pictures. Get you a solid color background. Take some pictures. And I suggest, people's going to be like, well, what should I sell? What sells? You should start with something that you know something about or that you enjoy. So like if you like action figures or you like books or whatever, then that's where you should start. Now, that may not get you the type of money that you're looking for, but it's going to get you familiar with the techniques that you need to do. And then you can start branching out with other items that's going to make you the type of money you want. Now, you can either do slow-moving big ticket items, or you can do fast-moving small items. People call it nickel and diamond. Either way, you can make the money. It's just nickel and diamond. You're going to be selling for $5, $10 profit items, but you're going to have to sell a whole lot more.
Right.
But especially depending on what your budget is to start out with, that typically is a lot easier method to go, and it helps you build your feedback. The higher the feedback, positive feedback you have, the better. So like I said, I started off. I'd go to yard sales and buy Blu-rays. I buy if they had 50 of them and they'd make me a deal for $50, I'd buy all 50, and then even time I sold them and everything else, I might not be making nothing, but as long as I got a positive feedback on it, it helped build my feedback. So I wouldn't sell at a loss, but I could try to sell them, at least to break even just to get the feedback, and then once you get that feedback come up, they're more apt to buy higher dollar items from you.
Yeah, and you might. Do you leave notes? Do you do notes?
I used to do the notes a lot.
Just basically a thank you saying, hey, positive feedback is appreciated.
Yeah, and so first I was handwriting them. That kind of seemed to be time consuming. So I do have a full time job too. So I try to, So then I went up and made a little presentation on the computer. I print them off. And then I was burning through ink a lot. So actually, what I did, I got on not to plug another company, but I got on Vistaprint, where you can order business cards, and you can actually do a double sided business card. It's pretty cheap. Get like 500 of them, and I basically put all my sell addresses on one side, thank you, and an email contact information on the back, and I could just toss one of those cards in every package. So, that made it super easy.
Yeah, and whenever you can communicate with you can have a bad sale that goes wrong, like I had one today, and it made it all the way to almost the destination. Then they decided to back over my package with the truck and send it back to me. But I worked it out. You have to communicate with if there's a problem with your buyer, and they're usually pretty forgiving.
Yeah, and you can't take it personal. It's hard not to, especially at first. You got to look at it like a business. Every business is going to take a loss. If it's a brick and mortar store, they have a lot of theft, whether it's internal or actual shoplifting. So you shouldn't have any internal theft if you're running your own business. Hopefully, if you're the only sole proprietor there. But and so you are going to have some loss there, some miscalculation with shipping, or especially if you're keeping enough shipping products, supplies, and oh man, I need 3 more boxes, and you ain't got any, and you got to run out and buy some boxes. That's horrible, because now you just spent an extra 50 cents, $1 on this item that you may be selling for $5. So trying to stay prepared and make sure you got plenty of stock is a good tip as well.
And when I do order from Amazon, I keep the boxes. I guess you keep a lot of boxes of stuff that you order.
Definitely, and that's another selling technique you can get into, is getting on eBay and other places and buying wholesale lots, and then reselling and breaking it down. Now sometimes, be careful what you're buying. Make sure it's something that's going to sell. Do your research. Look at the solds and stuff on the app to see if it's selling as a single item. Maybe they got it all bulked together for a reason.
Yeah.
But or maybe it's not selling on eBay. But sometimes you check the Poshmark or Mercari, and man, this band T-shirt's selling great over here. Just not moving over here, and I can get 20 of them for $50. That's a couple bucks a piece. You ain't got to do much to make profit there. So
right. And when it comes to pricing, I've noticed you can ask whatever you want for it, but what you really need to do is look to see what it actually sold for, and that's where you get your true price, because there's a bit of a difference sometimes between asking and what it actually sells for.
Yeah, it goes back to the old saying, something's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. You've always seen that baseball card or that coin or something. So, hey, this is worth $2,000. Well, it's not worth $2,000 if nobody's willing to pay you $2,000 for it. So, but if you get on there, it's an easy thing. You go through the filter, find the sold listings for the exact same item. If it's only sold one in the last 90 days, it's probably a very slow item. Especially compared to how many's listed. There's 200 of them listed, and then we sold one in 90 days. You probably don't want to make that purchase. If there's 10 listed and 20 sold in the last 90 days, yeah, you probably want to buy some of that, because we're selling more than what we can even get. So supply and demand, and it's going to show you what all the different pricing is. Is it selling? You can look at it. Is it selling better with shipping listed or free shipping? Most of the stuff, people are so hung up on free shipping because of Amazon and Prime. Okay, 99% of the items listed on eBay with free shipping, believe me, has the shipping fixed into the price as
Fixed
well.
into the price.
Nobody's just shipping stuff to you for free.
Yeah. We like you guys, but not like that.
Yeah, out of the goodness of my heart. But if it's media mail and it costs $3 for the sending this book out, my price is going to start at that $3 plus whatever other cost I've got into it and profit I need to make. So that's going to be the bottom line right there. So.
And I do want to mention, and I made a video, I'm not sure when I'll upload it. Maybe it's probably already on this page. But media mail, I'm kind of moving away from that best I can. There's some situations where, depending on the value of the item, that's the best way to go. It's the cheapest, but it's the cheapest for a reason.
It's super slow.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you'd call like the second-class citizen of mail.
Yeah. It doesn't leave the ground.
Yeah, they don't care about media mail that much. I mean, that's your books, your magazines and stuff. It's going to kind of get tossed to the side, handled last, handled the worst. There's no fragile media mail.
No.
And I mean, you may be sending some DVDs or whatever. You probably need to make sure you got at least a little bit of padding in there, something on that. Most books, especially paperbacks and stuff. Now, yeah, I'll go ahead and send those media mail because worst happens, I have to do a refund. I mean, unfortunately, that sounds bad, but yeah. I mean, the mailman drops it in a rain puddle and this and that, and your bag's not watertight, and would it really been worth the extra cost for me to put it through that for a $5 sale or a $10 sale?
Right.
No. Now, if it's some kind of, I mean, if it was like an antique book worth $150, then I'm probably not going to send it media mail anyway. Priority get you insured. And it's going to get it there in a day to 3 days, and you're going to be able to track it a lot better. And so it's going to be your kind of cheaper type items. It's going to basically covers media, which is anything in print. Most video games, not cartridges, are not supposed to be sent video. So like your old NES games, Atari games, and stuff like that would have to still go first class. Anything that's like on a laser disc can go. So your PS3 games, stuff like that, and that's normally about the only thing I ship media mail is books and some video games.
All right. So anyway, you want to check out his eBay store, and also you have an Instagram. We'll put it in the links.
We'll put it in the links there because you got to have all your little hashes and your slashes and this and that to get it right. So
just copy and paste them and go to town. A couple of any items you want to mention in particular, some unique that you have in your store. You have a little bit of everything.
I do have a little bit of everything. I made a huge book purchase about a year ago of like
the pallets.
Yeah, it's called a Gaylord. If you don't know what a Gaylord is, if you've ever been to Walmart and seen like the big bin of watermelons or pumpkins, that's a Gaylord. All right, so I bought 4 of those full of books. So it's close.
Help this man out.
Yeah, and so it's probably between 4,000 and 5,000 books at least. I am down to around 800 now. So in a year, I've sold over 3,000 books.
You're doing better than Barnes & Noble, was it?
Yeah. I'm doing better than Barnes & Noble. But, of course, it has really slowed down. All the stuff that people wanted, it's kind of out there now. You got a lot of oddball stuff out there, but there also may be that stuff out there that you're into and you hadn't been able to find it anywhere. So you check out my page. I do got a huge collection of a Star Wars movie book right now, like over 40 some copies still left of it. I think I started off with like 100 and some copies, down to like 40 of that. It's a great hardback book with Chewbacca right on the front, so it tells you how they made all the costumes, all that kind of stuff in there. So any Star Wars fan, that'd be great.
Christmas is coming up too.
Yes, and they're super cheap. I do a lot of die cast and models. If you do check out my Instagram page, you'll see on there where I do a lot of custom die cast for a couple different tabletop games and some miniature wargaming type stuff. So I sell a lot of the extras on that, or I get on a buying spree sometimes and realize that I didn't need half the stuff that I got in. So then I turn around and sometimes my loss is your savings. But
that's what got me into eBay as well. So I got to move some product around.
Yeah.
But hey, thanks for coming on, and you're going to be on in the future too. And we'll, we just want to kind of introduce them and kind of talk the little shop here. And you probably just sold something by the sound of that.
Yeah, I just heard the little notification there. So
he just sold right on my channel. Great.
Yeah.
But anyway, congratulations. So we'll catch you next week. This is Jason, and we'll see you next time.
All right, thanks.